bit on the warm side. Hello. So if you've been redirected here or whatever, or you're expecting this video anyway. So this is by far the absolute biggest I've ever attempted or done, to be honest. And part of that is to make sure that I keep on track with the Gambling Commission. So there are a few things that I want to set out, all right, because this is going to be set in stone, and I don't want to take any chances that anything's going to go a little bit wonky, right? So every single person can get a full spread on the wheels. If you don't know what I'm talking about with the wheels, if you want to understand a bit more, what's all this about then? How does all this work? Then you go onto our YouTube, which is youtube.com/The Great British Coin Hunt. Go onto our YouTube and take a look at some of the wheels and watch a couple. This video is worth a minimum of £5,147 to each and every one of you. Now that is massive. That is absolutely bonkers massive. And I know exactly what I'm doing. Now, every single person can get a full spread worth £5,197 because that's what a full spread costs. Now, the return on that is actually worth 5,450 points. And you can find out where you are on the leaderboard by going to ians.tv. That's IANS.tv. You're going to have to sit here and listen to me do a bit of waffling. So if you haven't got yourself a cup of tea, my suggestion is put a pause on this video now and go and make yourself a drink, cup of tea, cup of coffee, Coke, whatever it is you have, glass of water, come back, pen and paper, and maybe take some notes. Get ready to take some notes, just in case you need to take some notes. You might not need to take any notes, but just in case, right? You can also play the video back. Bit of subliminals. I expect this video to be one of my top videos, i.e. one of the videos that gets seen by the most amount of people. That's what I expect this to get. I wouldn't be surprised. It is worth £5,197 in memberships. Now, as I said, gives you 5,450 points. It bangs you straight on the leaderboard. It gets you straight on the Super Wheel members wheel and a couple of other things. But I'm going to go through a bit of a list of stuff. Now, by you accepting and taking advantage of this offer, that is you going, yes, Ian, I accept your terms and conditions without question, right? If for any reason you do not accept any of my terms and conditions, don't use the voucher. That is our contract, and our contract is legal and binding. So if you accept my terms and conditions, you can use the voucher. If you don't accept any of, just even one of my terms and conditions, if there's one thing you don't accept or agree with in this video, don't use the voucher. Don't go and use the voucher hoping to win gold coins and silver coins and all sorts of other stuff, and then later on go, yeah, but I don't agree with that part of the terms and conditions. If you don't agree, don't use the voucher. By simple fact of you using the voucher, that is you agreeing to the terms and conditions. Right now, I already have one court case going on with somebody that tried to be clever and agree to terms and conditions, and then they wanted to change the terms of the agreement. And a contract is a contract under law. Doesn't have to be in writing. We don't have to have it all written down. All we need is a verbal contract. We need proof of the fact that this is what is said, this is what you've agreed to. That's the contract. End of story. Okay, now you will get the voucher code in this video. I'm not going to tell you the voucher code is right at the end. so that you can just stop the video, fast forward to the end and get the voucher code. I'm going to give you the voucher code at some point through this video, because I'm sorry for this, but I'm going to make you watch every second of this video. Why? Because we're talking about a lot of money. And if you're somebody that's sitting there and you're thinking, I can't be asked listening to him waffle on for 20 minutes or half an hour, then don't join in. This is worth $5,000. One way or another, this is worth $5,000. So if you can't be bothered, if you're one of those people that can't be bothered to listen all the way to the end, then don't have the $5,000. Now, these memberships, at some point in the future, if my business ideas take off and I make bundles of money, which I believe I will, but then again, I'm biased, it's my business. The memberships are worth cash. So if you go onto the leaderboard and you go onto ians.tv and you look at the leaderboard and you see somebody there with 50,000 points, then that person's got £50,000 to come back to them at some point. If you see somebody on 200,000 points, that person's got £200,000 to come back to it. If you see somebody on 850 points, that person's got £850 to come back to them at some point in the future. Now, what I will say is that the memberships can't be just cashed in willy-nilly as and when you feel like it. There will be a time, when I open things up and I say, okay, I'm going to start cashing in some of these now. And I'm hoping that that time arrives. And I'm hoping when that time arrives, it's sooner rather than later. Now, as everybody knows, I sort of went under twice over the last couple of years. And the pandemic didn't do me any favors. I still owe round 2 and round 3 people. So when I do start cashing out, I will be cashing out those people first, and then I will cash out people on what I would say the current memberships, right? And if there are any other people, any people from round 2 or round 3 that haven't been cashed out yet, and they're happy to let me put their members, what they're owed on round 2, round 3 into the memberships, you need to get in touch, because I've asked this before several times, and it is really important, right? If you're owed, let me put it into this, because it safeguards it. If anything was to happen in the future, the memberships are the one thing that will be safeguarded. Now, I can't tell you publicly how I will do that, but what I can say to you is, we've all seen out there, you know, on the news stories, I'm going to use Debenhams as an example, but it's not necessarily Debenhams, but something will happen with a country. They will go, a company, they will go under, and they will get sold off for a tenner or a pound. But certain things have to keep going, right? So I can guarantee that the memberships will always be safeguarded. I can't guarantee anything else, but I can guarantee that. So if there are any round 2, round 3, in order to make sure that that is 100% safeguarded, let me know so I can put it into this. I do need your permission to be able to put it into this. Okay, so one day in the future, now you might think, Ian, you're talking out of your arse. Be able to make this the kind of money that you would have to pay out, it would have to be in the millions. Well, I'm one of those people where telephone numbers don't frighten me. I'm not put off by telephone numbers. I know how easy and how hard it can be. And what I can tell you is there is a company out there that a lot of you may or may not know about, and that company is called 288 Group, hence my mug, no to 288. It's just a little personal rubbing up the wrong way that we've got between Ian Glenn, which is one of their bosses, and Ian Lambert, which is me, 2 Ians, you know, and the 2 Ians are a bit like this without actually having a physical punch up. So we're sort of, if you like, metaphorically, is metaphorically the right way of putting it? Spiritually, I don't know, but like imaginatively, you know, we are permanently in the ring with each other. He's been trying to put us under for several years, and I've been fighting back and going, no, mate, you ain't having my blood. I am fighting on, etc. So we have that going on. Anyway, I digress. 288 Group, they own ChangeChecker.com, they own Westminster Collection, and I believe they own Collectology. They own several companies anyway, as well as a babysitting company. And why am I telling you this? Because they are predominantly a coin business. They used to be a stamp business, but they're predominantly a coin business now. You may not know this, but they turn over in the region of 50, I say that again, 50 million pounds a year. So when you see Change Checker on eBay, Westminster Collection on eBay, 50 million pound a year they turn over. And in my fight with those that there's a consortium and there's a cartel, Royal Mint, etc., all in on it, price fixing and so on, which I'm very much against. So I went out and I bought with my own money a load of domains, and those domains are things like Royal Mint TV, Royal Mint Shop, ChangeChecker.com, ChangeChecker TV, ChangeChecker email, Royal Mint email, loads of different Westminster, loads of different domains I bought. A couple of them we've got up and running. If you go to ChangeChecker.com, that is not owned by these people. The Change Checker or Westminster Collection that you may know of, that is owned by me. So, and ChangeChecker.com is a marketplace where you can buy and sell coins. So it's important to just mention this because the industry itself, the coin industry, when you're buying your little coins, your £5 coins, your £2 coins, your 50p coins that you want to collect, right? This industry is worth more than £250 million a year in this country alone. A phenomenal marketplace, and it is protected rigidly from people like me muscling in and getting in on the action. They don't like the smaller dealers. And those of you that are smaller dealers, you will already know this and the hassles. I mean, when I buy Royal Mint package coins, I have to buy them from Europe. The Europeans order them from Royal Mint. They get wrapped and packed in Cardiff. They get sent over to the Europe where they get opened, wrapped and packed again and boxed up and sent to me over here. That's the kind of shenanigans and games that we have to play. So we all have to get creative, don't we? Know what I mean? Bits of subliminals. I told you, get a cup of tea. What do you expect? This video is worth £5 grand. I'm not going to give it to you in 2 seconds without explaining it all. Now, some of my regulars, they know all this, so they're probably sitting there going, all right, Ian, come on, stop waffling, stop waffling. It's important. So, there are things that I have, there are things that I own that have the potential to make a lot of money. I say potential, nothing in this world is guaranteed, apart from death and taxes. That's pretty much guaranteed. So I own ChangeChecker.com, which is a marketplace, and it only charges you 5%. And it has an in-house payment system, so there's no PayPal fees. You don't get charged any transaction fees if you sell on there. You only get charged a final sale fee and really small listing fees, if any. But the biggest fee is the final sale fee, which is about 5%. So that has a huge potential because that is the only real marketplace for buying and selling coins, I've found anyway. I know there are places out there like Numista and so on, but I always found those sites to be a little bit over my head and difficult to use. That's not saying anything against them, you know, but difficult to use. And what I've always figured is we need something that's very similar to eBay, where it's easy as pie, right? It's a piece of cake, and the listing on ChangeChecker.com is easy, just like eBay. Plus, if you've got individual listings on eBay, at the click of a button, you can just copy them all over onto ChangeChecker.com, just like that. As long as you haven't got multi-variation listings, we're not set up for that yet. and make sure that you set your postage and all of that first before you go copying them over. Pardon me, but copy them all over and it will do it in minutes. If you've got 5,000 listings on eBay, as long as they're individual listings, it will copy them all over. Easy peasy. So we have a huge potential with that site. We also have a huge potential with tgbchraffle.com. Now that is a raffle site. That is a prize competition site. We're not really supposed to use the word raffle because a raffle denotes a lottery, and a lot of you are like me, you're used to going down to the pub on a Sunday afternoon and having a raffle or whatever. Actually, a lot of those are illegal because they're classed as a lottery. So you have to answer a question, you have to get that question right, and you get entered into the draw, and you can win anything over at tgbchraffle.com. You could win silver coins, coin sets, gold coins, package coins, all sorts of stuff. Plus, every single prize competition over at tgbchraffle.com has a free entry. So you can get a free entry there for every single prize competition. There is a free entry code on every single listing. Now, supposing it's like, well, this is great, you know, the trouble is it's time consuming because you've got to sit there and you've got to go on every single page and you've got to copy the code, the free code, and then you've got to put it into your checkout and so on. I mean, you know, things are free, but nothing's ever so easy peasy that you can just get all this free stuff for next to like 2 seconds. Doesn't work that way. Something has to, you know, and in order to get all these free entries, you have to sit there and you have to do a little bit of work in going on to each individual listing and putting in your free entry code in order to get a free entry into that prize competition. However, for £6.75 a month, and you can buy this subscription at the Great British Coin Hunt, tgbch.co.uk, or the Great British Coin Hunt.co.uk. TGBCH, that's Tango, Golf, Bravo, Charlie, Hotel, tgbch.co.uk. So there's a subscription you can buy, £6.75 a month, and you will automatically be added once to every single raffle that we now list from the Monday following the day that you take out the subscription. So today, for example, I'm doing this video, today is Monday. So whether you take out a subscription today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday or Sunday, you will be added automatically from next Monday. That's the way it works. So from the Monday following. Now, all the prize competitions that are up there prior to you taking out a subscription, well, you will have to still manually do that. You can't be added to those after they've already been uploaded. But from the Monday following the day you take out your subscription, you'll be automatically added to every single one that we put up, regardless of how much it is. Doesn't matter if it's £1 a go, £2 a go, £5 a go, £10 a go, doesn't matter. You'll still get a free entry, right? And that costs £6.75 a month. Now, why am I telling you all this? There's a reason for that. Going back to us talking earlier on, and you're going, well, maybe you might be sitting there going, oh, telephone numbers, you know, you're off your head, you're off your cake. If 10,000 people over time join TGBCH Raffle and 10,000 people decide that it's cheaper for them and a lot easier to pay £6.75 a month rather than sit and do all the entries themselves, then that would be £67,500 a month coming in. So that's how telephone numbers can start working. And I say, telephone numbers don't frighten me. So there are various ways in which we've got irons in the fire, if you like, our fingers in many pies of all surrounding the coin community that have the potential of making a phenomenal amount of money. More money than I would ever spend, more money than I would ever need. The potential is there. And I'm not a greedy person, never have been. One of the other things we do is we make our own coins. So if you search on eBay, for example, TGBCH, and search, you'll see the TGBCH coins. Now, tell it to show you sold items, and you will see all the different TGBCH coins that we've made and sold. And you will also see one of those coins, the first Pride one that we've done, has already hit 75 quid on the secondary market because we sold out of it. And that's one of the guarantees that I give, is that with any TGBCH coin, if within 12 months of selling out of that coin has not hit 50 quid on the secondary market within 12 months of us selling out, then you can send that coin £50 credit. If that coin reached £50 or more within 12 months of us selling out, then you wouldn't need to send it back for a £50 credit. You'd sell it for cash if you wanted to sell it, that is. But there are some people, obviously, that will never sell them. You know, just have a little swig of the old cups of tea, Rosie Lee. You with me so far? And we make a load. I mean, we might hit 200 designs yet, but we are getting there. And this just gives you an idea, if you can see it on there. That's some football ones that we did. That one's got the 2 prides in it, and the first pride, the pride that says 50, which is that one up there, the rainbow one. That's the one that's hit 75 quid already. That's the new Kew Gardens pride that we've done. So there's lots and lots of different TGBCH coins to choose from. They're £10 each, and they will just be a straight £10 each. They are already changing hands for 3, 4, 5, 7 times that. So, and a lot of the coins are only limited edition to 100. Right? Some are a couple of hundred. There's the Pride, the second Pride one we've done was 500. The first one was only 100. The second Pride with Kew Gardens is 500. The 2 new Kew Gardens we've done, which is one in the Union flag colours, Great Britain Union flag colours, and the other one in Ukraine colours, are limited edition of 100. You know, so I expect, though we've just done those, so I expect those to be sold out before they even arrive. Okay, so this gives you an idea that the amount of money that we have the potential of making, if we make our business right, is telephone numbers. And therefore, I'm using some of those telephone numbers. Now, you might say, well, how are you doing that then? Okay, so the best example I can give you is Elon Musk. Elon Musk owns a load of Tesla shares. He wanted to buy Twitter. So he goes to Twitter, essentially. He says, I want to buy Twitter. I've got all these Tesla shares. So I'll put up my Tesla shares as collateral to buy Twitter. And so therefore, he's allowed to buy Twitter. And in order to do that, he goes to a load of money people and he says, I want to borrow the money to buy Twitter. Now, I've just done a deal with them against my Tesla shares, but I actually don't want to sell my Tesla shares. So what I'm going to do is, instead of selling my Tesla shares to buy Twitter, as I've said I'm going to do, what I want to do is I want to borrow money off you guys. And they say, well, what collateral are you going to put up? Oh, my Tesla shares. I put up them. So they all lend him the money against his Tesla shares, which he then gives that money to buy Twitter, right? Without actually spending a bloody penny. Now, it's a bit similar to that, in that what I have is, if you like, millions of pounds worth of shares. I have millions of pounds worth of memberships and shares, etc., etc. And I am using that. I use it as currency. So there are people that will do odd jobs for me and I will pay them in memberships. There are people that will sell me stuff every now and again and I will buy it using memberships as my currency, saving me use cash. Remember, I've been under near enough twice, and you know, a bit like the plane that sort of goes into the side of a mountain and big explosions and all the rest of it. Or explosions and all the rest of it, and then you get this solitary figure come sort of clambering out the rubble. That's me. right? So I'm not out of the woods by a long chalk. I've got a long way to go. And so I'm using and I'm being creative and I'm using what I have at my disposal. Now, you could say my memberships are worth bugger all, and they are. On the one hand, they're worth bugger all. On the one hand, they're like monopoly money. However, it's also pretty exclusive. I've been doing this for over a year now, and even though in a sense you could say it's monopoly money, that monopoly money has now got a value, a bit like Bitcoin monopoly money to start with. But because people have bought into it, it now has a value and it retains a value, and that value goes up. And the same will happen with the memberships and some of the other things that I'm doing. So it's all important to tell you all of this because, again, the regulars, they all know this. The ones that tune in Monday, Wednesday, Friday, regular as clockwork, they all know all this. But you new people, you don't know this. And so you've got to learn, and you've got to learn really quickly, and you've got to try and get your head around it, and you've got to try and understand it. That's not always easy, especially with me and the way I progress. So I'm trying to stay focused, right? So voucher code you're going to get in this video is worth £5,197. It has a redeemable value of £5,450 should things work out, and a redeemable value only at the time that I say in the future, okay, now it has a redeemable value. From now until that time, they have no redeemable value, none whatsoever. You can't take this offer and then come back to me in 3 months' time and say, I want to cash it in, please, Ian, because I want to go and buy myself a car. No, don't work like that, right? It only has a redeemable value when I tell you in the future, we've cracked it, we've made it, I've done it, no debt, all this money in profit, the memberships now have a redeemable value, and people can start cashing in those memberships. At that point, they will have a redeemable value. Until then, they have no redeemable value whatsoever. So why should you bother getting it then? I'll tell you. By taking advantage of this, you will be on about 80 odd wheels, thereabouts, that we spin Monday, Wednesday, Friday. There are thousands of pounds worth of prizes given away every single week. Sometimes people are lucky enough to win a gold coin. That could be worth anywhere from a couple of £100 to £1,000, depending on which gold coin I send out. So there's loads and loads of prizes to be won ongoing every week. You don't need to check every video. You don't need to check all the draw results. However, it is your responsibility to do so. Don't rely on me all of the time. It's your responsibility to check it. And I'm going to run through some of the things now that you're agreeing to, right? Terms and conditions. So just to finish that bit off, so some point in the future, this free voucher code could be worth £5,450 to you. It's like giving you, if I was Elon Musk, it's like giving you some Tesla shares. That's the sort of thing that you're getting. You're getting shares in what I'm doing. You're getting memberships in what I'm doing. I call them memberships. That's what you're getting in what I'm doing. Now, that makes you an investor in what I'm doing. Even though this investment is being given to you free, this £5,000 worth of memberships is being given to you free to join in. That is what you are joining in, and you are being an investor with that, and you will be treated as such. And it means that you could cop something really decent for free. You could cop loads of stuff for free. Sheets of coins, thousands of coins, all sorts of silver, gold, whatever. You get Royal Mint coins, you get for free. TGBCH coins, you get for free. Right? So this is, from that point of view, it's mental, it's massive, it's great. Right? And so now that makes you involved, right? So it's now in your interest, because there is a little bit of me going fishing here, right? There is a little bit of that. There's a bit of me going fishing, because you are going to become, by taking advantage of this, you become a part of TGBCH. You're like behind me now, one of the investors behind me. You'll be one of the crew. You'll be one of the team, as it were. It's in your interest for all of this to work. Changechecker.com, the Great British Coin Hunt, TGBCH raffles. It's in your interest for these to work, because the faster these work and get me to a point where I need to be, the faster I come back to you and go, they've got a cash value now, you can start redeeming. At which point you go, lovely jubbly, I'll have some of that, please, Ian. I'll cash in 500 quid's worth, please, Ian. 500 quid, nice. Right? So if we want that to happen, and I want that to happen badly, do I want that to happen? Yes, I want to be able to get to that position, right? So in order to get to that position, everything's got to work. Now, to make everything work, what do I need? I need all the support I can get, which means that's you going on to TGBCH raffle. That's you maybe buying and selling coins on changechecker.com. That's you maybe starting to collect TGBCH coins. That's you maybe buying a few more memberships. Maybe you'll buy some entries or a subscription into George's Draw, TGBCH raffle subscription. We have other subscriptions and other draws. We've got one on the Great British Coin Hunt at the moment, which is a gold, and there's 150. There's a Gruffalo gold for 2 quid you can win, and 150 instant prizes you can win. Go and have a look at that. There are a ton of ways you can get involved and you can support us without spending a fortune. You can spend several thousand. You can spend just a couple of quid. Now, no one forcing you. No one's going to stick your arm up your back and say you have to spend money. And I have no doubt that there will be people that come along, take advantage of this offer, and never, ever, ever spend another penny, and never, ever, ever visit any of the sites and give it any support whatsoever. Of course, there's going to be people that do that. To those people, I would say, if you have to end up waiting an awful long time before you can redeem it and get cash out of your memberships, it's your own bloody fault, because you should have helped. You should have joined in. So there's no, down the line moaning and groaning and going, oh, well, that was a load of rubbish. Yeah, I got me 3 entries, but I didn't get anything out of it. I can't cash them in and blah, blah, blah. Well, if you haven't supported it, if you haven't joined in, if you haven't in any way whatsoever given anything, and by that I mean not necessarily money, but given anything, your time. You can support it without giving any money just by tuning in on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That doesn't have to cost you anything. You can just support it by watching the streams and helping the numbers go up. You can support it by following us on Twitter or TikTok or Facebook and all that kind of thing. On Twitter, it's at TGBCH1. It's at ChangeChecker_. On Facebook, it's at facebook.com/the Great British Coin Hunt. On TikTok, it's I think it's IP Lambert and ChangeChecker_. So you can support without spending any money at all. However, if somebody said to me in the future, one person or a dozen people said to me, yeah, I took advantage of the freebie. I've never I've never got anything out of it. It's a load of rubbish, blah, 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 blah. And I looked into it and found that they hadn't supported it in any way whatsoever. I'd say, well, it's your own bloody fault then. Because you are literally someone that just wants something for nothing and doesn't give a monkey's about anybody else. Well, that's what you got. You got what you wanted. However, there are people that will support. There are people that support with money. There are people that support in the draws. There are people that support with no money whatsoever, but they will tune into our videos and they will tune in on time, 3 o'clock, and share the video. That's called supporting. Doesn't have to cost you money. You can support. The more you support, the more chance any business, not just mine, Any business, the local fish and chip shop, it doesn't matter what the business is. The more that business is supported, the more chance that it's going to be successful. It's as simple as that. It's pure logic. And, you know, I've had a kick in the ghoulies on quite a few occasions. We've had people that have done their absolute best to send us to the cleaners, and they failed. I have one injunction, a temporary injunction at the moment on one of those people. And there are people out there watching this, listening to this, that know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into it. Know exactly what I'm talking about. And those people, you might think you're barred. You're not barred. There's only about 4 people that I can think of that are barred for life. That's all. The rest of the people are the ones that got led up the garden path by, I don't know any other way to put it, I'm just going to do it my normal way, by a couple of scumbags and liars, and they got led up the garden path and sold a story that wasn't true. Simple as. You know, and to those people, well, I'm sorry you got led up the garden path. You backed the wrong horse, and that's exactly what it was. You're not barred. You can come back if you want to. You can take advantage of this deal if you want to, and no one is gonna badmouth you. No one is gonna look down on you for taking part of this deal, right? This video is worth $5 to you. You know, it's time to sort of, for those people I'm specifically talking to, it's time for you to go, actually, am I going to keep buying into this lies and bullshit, or am I actually going to take advantage of what Ian's offering me? Because what I haven't done is put a foot wrong. I haven't steered anyone wrong. I've been absolutely correct. And I did promise for quite a while that I would show you the ins and outs of my arse if it was necessary in order to work my way out of being in trouble, which I've done and am doing. So to all the people, I say, you are welcome to come back. You are welcome to take advantage of this. You know, are you going to let those Muppets stop you from potentially earning $5 I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm right, you get $5 out of this. If I'm wrong, here's my boy. Hello, my boy. If I'm wrong, you won't. But if I'm right, it's a toss of a coin, isn't it? Heads, tails. Simple as that. There is no in between. Heads or tails. If I'm right, you'll cop $5 out of this at some point in the future. If I'm wrong, you won't. Right? So to those people, I say, come back, open arms. All of that is forgotten. Come and join in. Right? And don't be embarrassed about it. Just come and join in. You know, join in the streams. There's no time to be going over old ground in the streams. There's no time to be moaning and groaning and all the rest of it. We've got busy streams where we are giving stuff away. Bang, 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 all the time. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Bang, 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 bang. Giveaway, 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 giveaway. I ain't got time to have moody arguments and have a go at people and all that kind of stuff. Not interested, right? So you can come back, open arms, come back, have a cuddle, and join in. All right? Okay, so there will be no cash payouts from the memberships until round 2 and round 3 are settled. Those people, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. For the people that do know what I'm talking about, and those people that are in round 2, round 3, waiting to be paid from before, they know what I'm talking about. They will be paid first before anybody else gets cash settlements or cash in the memberships, etc. I think that's only fair. Okay, now, another condition is you must join tgbchraffle.com and you must join changechecker.com. Now, for tgbchraffle.com, this is the prize competition site. It is a condition of accepting this voucher that you join that site. And the reason for that is you may very well, in fact, you probably will at some point win credit for tgbchraffle.com. You could win 50 quid, you could win 800 quid, you could win credit for that site. Your account must be fully set up. Now, don't mess about on this. So many people, you know, I've told that, and then they come back to me and they go, yeah, I've set up an account. And then we go looking, no, they haven't. You haven't put in your full address. You haven't put in your email. You haven't put in your phone number. you haven't set up the account properly, right? The onus is on you. Make sure you set up an account at tgbchraffle.com. It is mega important, because if you win £1,200 credit and Chris says to me, because I send the details through to Chris and then he does it because he runs the raffle site. If he answers me back and says, yeah, that person ain't a member, or that person hasn't set up their account properly, boom, you just forfeited that prize. That's what you're agreeing to. You just forfeited it. I don't care. There's not going to be any arguments, not going to be any correspondence ended into. There's no steward's inquiry. Have you set up your account properly? No, you haven't. Your telephone number's missing. Half your address is missing. This is missing or that's missing. Well, you ain't set it up properly. You're not going to get the prize. Don't be lazy. This is worth £5,000. Don't be lazy. Make sure that you've set up your tgbchraffle.com account and make sure that all of your details are correct. Now, the easiest way to do that is to go over to tgbchraffle.com and just pick any listing, any competition, and get your free entry. You don't even have to pay to set up your account. Get your free entry. But make sure that all of your details have been put in. Because I promise you, if Chris comes back to me and says, I can't add that because the account's not set up properly. And if the account's not set up properly, his system will not allow him to add that. And if the account is not set up properly, then he is going to assume, quite rightly, that there's something dodgy about that. So he ain't going to put the money in. And that could be anything from as little as 25 quid up to, I think, you know, what's the most anybody's won on prize competition credit? 1,500 quid or something? A lot of money, right? And that could cost you a gold coin, or, you know, it could cost you all sorts. We'll go and have a look at what's on tgbchraffle.com. Look at the kind of prizes that's on offer. That's what it could cost you if you haven't set your account up correctly, right? So that's an important part of it. Don't forget, I'll give you the voucher code in a minute. This is worth £5,000. Be patient. If you have to, go and get another cup of tea. Put it on pause. You must join changechecker.com and your account must be verified. Now, that is the only cost to you. It will cost you £5.95 to verify your account plus VAT. So I think it's about £7.14 to verify your account at changechecker.com. But that is a condition of getting this freebie. This freebie is worth £5,000. If you can't spend, I'm not being funny when I say this, this is just me and my direct way of speaking. I mean no offense to anybody. If you were sitting here with me, sharing a cup of coffee, talking next to the fire, I'd be saying exactly the same thing. Mate, if you can't spend 7 odd quid verifying your account, then don't take advantage of £5,000. If spending 7 odd quid to verify your account is not worth £5,000, don't bother. Do you know what I mean? So changechecker.com, not changechecker.org, not the other mob, changechecker.com. Go there. It's a marketplace to buy and sell coins. Verify your account. It's £5.95 to verify plus a VAT. And then you're a verified member, because you can win Cybercash, and that is the in-house currency for changechecker.com. It's called Cybercash. Hello, beautiful boy. This is my Casper. And it's called Cybercash. He's saying to me, he's coming in to let me know. It's like, Dad, come on, you're working late now. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. You should be in there in the other room giving me a cuddle. Listen. So make sure you are a member of changechecker.com and pay the verification fee. Now, you might not want that. That's fine. And maybe you're someone that's already part of this and you don't want to join that and all the rest of it. That's fine. That's not a condition of your other memberships or anything like that. It's a condition of this one. If you take advantage of this one, then you make sure that you've got a fully verified account over at changechecker.com. If you take advantage of this one and you haven't got a fully verified account over at changechecker.com and you win something big, and I check and I find out, oh, that person used that £5 voucher. Oh, they haven't verified their account, and you've just won yourself a silver coin or a gold coin worth £1,000 or 500 quid. You ain't getting it. Terms and conditions of this video. You won't get it. Now, is it worth it? You know, for the sake of 7 quid, this is worth £5,000. It's a no-brainer. Do you know what I mean? Anybody that argues with that doesn't deserve to be in the game. It's as simple as that, really. Right, so I've done that one. I've done that one. Changechecker.com, verify your account. Now, you might win a TGBCH coin. We've got, as I was showing you, the TGBCH coins. There's over 200 of them, or nearly 200 of those. Right, you've got a limited amount of time to let me know which TGBCH coin you want, because it's not necessarily specified. It will just be on the prize wheel. It will just be TGBCH coin. So it's up to you to let me know. Contact me and go, I won a TGBCH coin, or I won 5 TGBCH coins. Can I please have this? And then you let me know what coins you want. If you don't, then I'm just going to put it through to the postman and say, this person, 5 TGBCH coins, and he will just pick 5 TGBCH coins and send them. Now, that's all very well at the beginning, but what happens if you win it again and again and again? What happens if you win it 4 or 5 times? He won't know what he sent every person. There's no way for us to do that. There's no way for us to cross-reference. That would take too much time up, and therefore you are likely to get repeated coins / tokens, which you might be okay with, you know, to sell or put them away or whatever, but that's what's going to happen. So the onus is on you to contact me and say, Ian, I've won 3 TGBCH coins today or yesterday. Can I please have these ones? You've only got a limited amount of time, because I'll add it to the price list and it will automatically get sent out. So it'll be picked at random. Now, you must allow, another part of the terms of this is that you must allow 31 maximum working days for your prize to hit you. I'm saying that, it really is rarely ever, but I'm saying that it does happen. We do get behind. We do have times where we get busy. We do a lot of pre-orders. And if it's a really busy pre-order, like Pride, for example, oh, we had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sales. So when the stuff arrived, you're going like the clappers to catch up, you know, and so things have to take a back seat sometimes. Pardon me. And sometimes that's the prize list. So 31 days maximum, you should have your prize. Generally speaking, it's within a couple of weeks that you get your prize. By using the voucher code that I'm going to give you shortly, you are legally agreeing to the terms and conditions that I'm waffling on about in this video. Right, so everything I'm talking about in this video, you're agreeing to that. Just by the simple fact that you use the voucher code, it means that you are agreeing to it. There is no saying later on, oh, I didn't agree to it, I didn't realize what I was doing, oh, I didn't understand. If you don't understand, don't use the voucher code. If you don't agree, don't use the voucher code. If you're not interested, don't use the voucher code. It's worth over £5,000. Don't use it. This is important stuff. And if you can't be bothered to make sure that you understand what you're doing, then you shouldn't be in the game anyway. And likelihood is you could end up winning a gold coin worth £1,000 and being told you ain't getting it because you haven't followed the terms and conditions correctly. So is there any point in even taking that chance? To me, there's no point in taking that chance. If it was me, I'd watch this video 20 times over if I have to, in order to make sure I've got it exactly right. Because there's no way that I want to win £1,000 worth of prize or more and have someone tell me I can't have it. What a kick in the goolies that would be, eh? So don't do so. Simply by using this voucher code, you're agreeing to the terms and conditions. Got it? Good. Now, it's 1 per person. Yes, other household members can use it. And I know exactly what's going to happen. Other household members can use it. So if you're married, I'm about to give you 10 grand. Call it 10 grand's worth of savings, 10 grand's worth of pension, whatever. But if you're married, because now you can have 2 of you have it. And there's no way of me checking to make sure that your partner is a coin collector and blah, blah, blah. So by doing this, I'm already know that I'm opening myself up to people going, oh, well, you know, oh, lovely, do me a favour, go and sign up to this, will you? Because we get another 5 grand's worth. And what happens if there's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of you living at the same house? So this is where me saying you're agreeing to the terms that I say and waffle on about in this video, right? I'm covering myself. So other household members can join in. They must individually have a fully set up and verified account at tgbchraffle.com. Right, you've got to completely properly set up your account there. We've already been over that. And you've got to have a verified account at changechecker.com. That means you both have to, or all 3 of you, or all 4 of you, or all 5 of you must have your own individual verified accounts at at changechecker.com. Okay? Now, I know ways to get around it. So it's like, well, that's all right. It's 5 grand. It's only going to cost me 7 quid. Oh, I've got an itch. So I'm going to set up 5 accounts and say there's 5 people living here. Yeah, there's nothing to stop you doing that. However, if you are found, if anybody is found to have set up a false account, I will come after you for the money. So if you pretend that, oh, well, I've got John Smith lives here, you know, he's a lodger, he rents my shed, he's entitled to get it. Yeah, he's entitled to get it. And then John Smith wins something substantial, and then I ask for identification that you can't give me. And when I ask for proof that there is this John Smith that exists, you can't give me any proof. I'm coming after you for £5,197. I will take. If you own your own house, you could lose it. I'll put a charge on your house. It will be worth it to me to come after you for £5,197 for lying and deceiving me. Not only are you lying and deceiving me, you will be lying and deceiving other members that are honestly trying to get involved in this. So don't be greedy. You can already have 5 grand for yourself. You can already have 5 grand for your husband or your wife. So don't be greedy and go setting up false accounts. It's not worth it because you will get caught. I promise you, you will get caught. I've had people do it before. They got away with it for a month or 2, but they get caught, and you will get caught. So don't do it. Just don't do it. Take what's offered and no more. And take that gladly and willingly and with gratitude, and don't take any more than what you're offered or given. Because it's not fair on me, and it's not fair on the other members, and it's not fair on the investors and people that want to get paid. Right? We all want this to work, and we want this to work as a consortium for all of us, and it can work for all of us. So don't be greedy. You don't need to be greedy. And I'm saying this to those people. Ain't that many, but there will be some people that are going to be sitting there thinking, oh, how can I get around this? Ooh. Yeah, there'll be a way for me to get around this. I'll be able to get myself a dozen of these. You're going to open yourself up, and I will take you to court, and I will take you to the cleaners if you falsify anything. This is massive. This is a lot of money we're talking about. Don't falsify nothing. And there will be no excuse. Oh, I didn't really. I was only joking. I was only pretending. I was only mucking about. I didn't really mean it. It was just a joke. No, it ain't. If you falsify, you are trying to have me over for 5 grand, and I will not accept that. I'm giving you 5 grand, and I'm giving you that willingly. I will not have you rape the arse off me for 5 grand extra or 10 grand extra. I will not have anybody rip me off. If you rip me off, I will come after you. Somebody already tried that. A couple of people tried it and they've come seriously unstuck. Don't do it, because I'm giving it to you willingly, right? With love out my bucket, I'm giving it to you willingly. So don't try and steal from me. And you're stealing from the other people that are playing the game. So you get one per person, and each person must be over the age of 16. So when you go and verify your account at changechecker.com, don't be putting someone's name, but verifying the account with someone else's credit card. When you verify your account at changechecker.com, you need to verify it with your own card, with your own name on it. No excuses. There is absolutely no excuses. If the name is different on the card that's been used to verify your account and pay that £7 odd fee in order to get this 5 grand, if the name is different on the card that's used to verify it, I will consider that fraud and I'll come after you. Don't do it. Right? If you're over the age of 16, you've got your own card. You've got your own debit card. If you haven't got a credit card, you've got your own debit card. Every single person nowadays has got a card. Everybody. There is nobody in this country that hasn't got a card. If that person is a legal entity, there's nobody that hasn't got a card. We all have a card and it's all in our own name. So make sure you use it and verify your account. Do not use mum's card. Do not use husband's card. Do not use wife or sister or brother's card or mum or dad's card or anything like that. Use your own card, because that says what you're doing is correct. Got it? Cool. It's a lot of rules, isn't there? It's 5 bloody grand though. Come on. Right, so one per person. Each person must set up their account at tgbchraffle.com. Set it up properly. Each person must open an account and verify it at changechecker.com. Okay, that is dealt with. Major prizes will only be awarded once I've ascertained that a person is verified as per what I've just been talking about. And I might ask you to send me proof of identification. So if you win a gold coin, I am definitely going to say to you, if I don't know you, and I know some of the customers, but if I don't know you, I'm definitely going to say to you, look, I want to see your identification with your name and date of birth and address and everything on it. And if you haven't got any identification, you ain't going to get the prize. Simple as that. You're agreeing to that. That's the terms and conditions of this video. So you will only get it. And I'm sorry to, drive people mad and go over all these terms and conditions and things like that. But we have had people, not many people, granted, mostly the same people. As I say, it's only 4 people that are barred, but they've tried over and over and over again to rip me off blind, to rob me blind, and they didn't get away with it. They've come unstuck each and every time. So don't do it. But that's why I have to go over all of this. So if you do win something major, I mean, people will get away with it up to a degree, because if I'm not going to ask for proof of identification on a Royal Mint coin, but then again I might, because at random I will go, well, I don't recognize this name, so I'm going to ask them for identification. And by trying to pull a stroke and pull a fast one, you might be costing yourself 5 grand, because remember, I will come after you for the 5 grand, so don't do it. Right, that's that done. You must be age 16 or over. If you're not age 16 or over, then you have to go to mum and dad and say, mum, dad, look, I want to get involved in this. Can you do it for me? And let mum and dad do it in their name. What happens when, at your house is nothing to do with me. If mum or dad wants to sign up to the deal, but anything that they win, they give to you, that's up to your family. That's nothing to do with me. As long as mum or dad sign up as per the rules. right? And nothing goes in your name if you are under the age of 16. Now, in order to check to see if you've won, the way to check to see if you've won is you need to go to thegreatbritishcoiner.co.uk or tgbch.co.uk, and you go to the articles section, and there you will find the prize draw results. Now, Mick puts the prize draw results up there after every draw, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you can go straight on there and check the list to see if you've won. It's that easy. It's not rocket science. It's really easy to check if you've won. And then if you've won something, if you've won a membership voucher, that will be sent to you automatically. If you've won prize competition credit, that will be added to your account automatically. So when you log in, it will be there. If you've won something else, it will be added to the prize list and sent to you, drop the pen, and sent to you automatically. And if you've won something that you need to get in touch with me over, then get in touch with me post haste. Right? But the one thing that I don't want you to do, don't be messaging and emailing and going onto our social media and going, oh, did I win? As one or two people have done. That becomes annoying. You know, I haven't got the time to check all these places. There's so many social media places. I ain't got time to check it all. So just check yourself. thegreatbritishcoiner.co.uk, go to the articles section. You will see the link for the prize draws. Click on that, look at the prize draw, print it off if you want, and check it yourself. Right. Prizes that will be sent by post will automatically be sent. And as I say, allow a maximum of 31 days, although it will be earlier, but we could be busy, could be having a day off, you know. So that's that. Now, referrals. We have a referrals wheel, and there have been certain criteria in order to get on that referrals wheel. This is now something new. You could use this to get on the referrals wheel, because you can give this to a friend. If you know somebody that's interested in coins, you could go to them and say, look, this is worth £5. Get involved. And that person needs to make sure that they've set their account up at TGBCH Raffle as per the terms, verify their account at changechecker.com as per the terms. And then you need to come back to me and say, this person, I referred them. So if this person signs up, can I be put on the referral wheel? You need to contact me and let me know. Right? So if my mate, John White, has signed up, I told him about these details, and so he signed up. And then I'm going to go to Chris and I'm going to say, have we got a John White signed up of this address, signed up to the raffle site, the prize competition site, tgbchraffle.com? And if he says no, well, then you can't go on the referrals wheel. If he says yes, you've got an entry on the referrals wheel. It's that simple. And you can get as many entries as you want. So you can refer loads and loads and loads of people. Just make sure they abide by the terms and conditions. Why do you want to get on the referrals wheel? Because the first 100 people that get on that wheel will get an envelope. As soon as we've got 100 people on that wheel, all 100 get an envelope. And one of those 100 win a full spread worth another £5,197. So it's in your interest to actually get referring, bring your friends along and show them what we're doing, right? And give them this voucher code to use. But tell them to watch this video, because again, if you go giving somebody the voucher code and they just sign up using the voucher code without watching this video, then you could be doing them a disservice. You need to impress on them. Look, you have to watch that video. I know he's a boring shit sometimes, but you've got to watch the video, because if you don't agree to all the terms and conditions, then don't use the code. You know? Otherwise, there's a potential for problems. If somebody hasn't watched the video, they don't know what I've said about false accounts and so on and so forth. They don't know about the rules. And then somebody could end up getting in trouble and then coming back to you and going, why did you even bother referring me to that? Now I've got myself in trouble. And you'll have to say to them, well, it's your own fault. You should have watched the video. Right? Are we clear on that? Is that fair? The referrals wheel is a multiplication wheel. So you can win what you win up to 10 times more. if you are a full Monty member. For things like that, check the site and you'll find out. I won't go into the full Monty memberships and all the other memberships, but go on to that, have a look. Now, if you win a membership voucher, you'll automatically be sent it. I've dealt with that, haven't I? Oh, that's another thing. If you win a membership voucher and you don't email in and go, I don't know how to use this. If you've used this code, because this is a membership voucher, but for a full spread. So if you've used this code, you already know how to do it. So please don't email in and go, oh, I don't know how to do it. Can you explain? I ain't got the time. So the fact that you've entered this and taken advantage of this code means that you know how to do it. So just take 5 minutes out of your life and read the membership listing. There's some other free ones up there as well. Right, so done that one. Don't have to watch the streams or check the results. I've dealt with that one. The bigger the prize, the more you'll be asked, the more chance you'll be asked for. The more chance you'll be asked for identification. Right, are you ready? Now, let's give it to you, shall we? This may very well work in lowercase, but I've actually done it in uppercase, all capital letters. And I don't think it makes any difference. But, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? So, I keep thinking I must get on that X Factor, because I'm sure I'll do all right on there. Right, anyway, I digress. So, the voucher code is this. All capital letters is what I've done. But like I say, you try it in lowercase, moment. I, as in the letter I, dash, agree, dash, to, T-O, dash, the, T-H-E, dash, terms. I agree to the terms. That is your actual voucher code. I thought that was a pretty good idea. Because in order to take advantage of this, you have to type the words, I agree to the terms. So you cannot, by any stretch of any imagination, come back in the future and go, oh, I didn't understand. No. Because the voucher code is that statement. I agree to the terms with a dash in between. So I dash agree dash to dash the dash terms. Simples. Right, and that is the voucher, and that is worth £5,197, as you can see. This is not a joke. This is not a wind-up. This is not somebody pulling your plonkers. This is an absolutely genuine offer. And remember what I said earlier on in the video, which is, if you want this or any other membership to be worth cash money to you, support it and get involved. Don't just take it and sit back on your laurels. Get involved. Get involved by watching the streams. Get involved by talking in the streams and asking questions and finding out what you've got to do and what you haven't got to do. Get involved by supporting the tgbchraffle.com. Even if you're not spending any money, just take advantage of the free ones. You know, keep taking advantage of the free ones all the time. Buy and sell some coins on, have a look on changechecker.com. And, you know, if you're looking to buy a coin, why not go and have a look there first? Might be cheaper than eBay. You don't know. You know, and there are lots and lots of ways in which you can show a little bit of support and look after your investment. As I say, I've said to people before, look after your investment. Your investment will look after you, and so will I. Look after your investment, show support, and help me make this work for everybody. I already know, I've done the math. I already know, or the maths. I already know that if 100 people take advantage of this offer, that's £500,000 that I would have to pay out some point in the future. If 200 people take advantage of this offer, that's £1 million I'll have to pay out some point in the future. Am I frightened by those numbers? No, I'm not. Not in the slightest. Having been near death, I don't know how many times, and been buying and selling for 53 of my 59 years, I'm not fazed by telephone numbers. I know that we have an opportunity, a golden opportunity, to make all of this work. And it can work not just for me, but it can work for you too. So that voucher code is worth £5,197. Now, it can be used. This will be there, so you can do it today, you can do it tomorrow, you can do it next week, you can do it the week after, and so on and so on and so on. I will send we call this a full spread. I will send the full spreads through to Chris, because he puts them on the wheels for me, puts your name on the wheels. I will send them through to Chris on a Friday. Any full spreads that come in will go through to Chris on a Friday. We also have a full spread draw coming up where you can win a set of silver A to Z coins. Hadn't thought about that, but this is going to add a load more interest to that. Whoa. Anyway, what was I saying before that? First time I lost my train of thought. So when you buy this, I will send the details through on a Friday, and they will be added over the weekend. And it may not be every single weekend, so you have to allow. I would say you've got to allow, to be on the safe side, you have to allow 14 days from taking advantage of this voucher code to actually being on the wheels. Now, what this gives you is a full spread, and it gives you a full spread on every single wheel. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. To understand all of that, just go to our YouTube, look at the videos, and you will see the wheels spinning. You will see what people win, and you will see who wins what. All right? That's it. That's the lot. Thanks very much for putting up with me for an hour. I couldn't do it in any less than an hour. I know maybe a couple of things I've gone over twice, but you know, there's a little bit of waffle, a little bit of digressing, but it's important. This is £5 at the end of the day, you know, and hopefully it will work out nicely for you as well as me. All right, fantastic. For those of you that have got any questions, get in touch. By all means, leave a comment on the video. If you're unsure of anything, leave a comment on the video. I will come back and I will answer you. All right. And as I said, from the people from before, the people that got led up the garden path, you are more than welcome to come back. All right. Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.